What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm Biscuit Dog, and we're back at Blackrock. We're gonna go check out the mining colony in a minute here. I just want to update you guys on what's gone on at the main base so far. I was doing some work in here last night, and there was a pretty big raid. But the good news is, wow, a hare self-tamed. Good times. Hopefully that's over at the mining colony. It doesn't look like it's here. Let's just check that out for a second. Alright, that's cool. We've got a hare. That's a step in the right direction. I think that's pretty much our only animal down here. Yep, one hare. Better than nothing. There was a raid last night, and there was about, I'd say it was about 9 or 10 tribesmen came in here, and I thought we were in big trouble, but we handled it pretty well. We've got these 6 turrets now, and they can take care of most stuff that comes our way. I mean, one went down, so we're gonna have to build another one, and I don't think we have the components for it right now. You guys know the deal. That's why we've started a mining colony, because we've run out of components. We've got enough steel around here. We don't have loads of steel around here, but we've got enough. We just don't have any components. So we haven't done much work on Blackrock this week. We've been busy with the mining colony, really. What has happened is we've finally run out of storage space for all the stuff we're making, which isn't great. So what I did was, I took this room we don't know what we're doing with just yet, and I turned it into storage for now. What I do want to get started on is making some warehouses to store all of our stuff. So we should probably plan out at least the first warehouse, is what I'm thinking. This seems like a pretty good place to do it, if I'm honest. Alright. 13 by 13. I'm pretty sure that's the biggest room you can have without supports. So we'll start with one of those. That'll be warehouse 1. I suppose we could do another door at the side here. Tiny little passage, and then another 13 by 13. That's not a bad idea. So we could chain them like that, so we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we're going to get that far, to be honest. Alpha 18 is probably going to drop way before we do all of that. But, yeah, things are looking pretty good. I mean, they pretty much handled this raid all by themselves. All I did was, Jude's still there. All I did was, draft them and set them up behind this last line of sandbags. They took care of business from here, and all the turrets took most of the damage. It was great. Pretty good. We captured one of the raiders, but they'd been set on fire. They were standing next to this turret when it exploded, and it set like 4 of them on fire. I put out the fire as fast as I could. 3 of them died, but one of them was still alive. We took him back, we tried to treat him, but he's recently deceased himself. So we didn't get any recruits out of that, but at least we survived. None of us died. That's the main thing, I think. Also, food's looking okay. We were at one point in time, we were almost at 400 meals. We're now at 208, but that's actually more than we had in the last episode, if I remember correctly. Power's not a problem right now. These 2 batteries are usually low. We're gonna have to kind of sort out this side of the grid. This side of the grid dips quite a lot. Anything that's really reliant on wind or sunlight kind of dips quite a lot, which sucks. But this geothermal generator, man, it's just been constant all the time. So what I'd like to do is finish the second generator room and put in another 3 batteries. I think that's great. And a thing that I didn't know you could do for the longest time is you can uninstall these batteries and then install them over here. You could swap them out, like batteries in a Walkman or whatever, if you guys know what I mean. So I kind of want to make this the place where all the full batteries come from. Get as many batteries in here as possible. Maybe even put a few more around here. I'm not too sure. But anyway, use them as use this as the battery charging station. And if things get really bad down here, we can swap them out. It's also cool just to have a massive, massive source of power right in the middle of base here. So everything that we build that needs power from now on is probably going to get powered from here. Unless, of course, we build it on the old side of the map. Also, we need to get power all the way up here, which is not ideal, because that's pretty much the furthest place from the geothermal generator that we can be. But there's another one over here. So I was thinking of doing like maybe a substation room, maybe building a giant kind of double-walled block, and then doing the same thing we did here, up here, and then have the battery rooms down here, or maybe even build the battery rooms into the mountain, and then power everything down here from this generator here. We could also We could also lay cables from here all the way in here, and we could start to power this side of the base when we get it up and running with this geothermal generator. There's another one over here, so that's great. We're going to need to get these two geothermal generators up and running at some point. I don't actually really know how much power these things put out, but connected rate stored 3,757 watts of 5,000. I don't know what WDs is. Sorry. I'll have to go look that up. Anybody knows what WDs are? Let me know. It doesn't really tell us how much potential power is in here, but it looks like a lot. I mean, it's had these 3 batteries constantly full the entire time. So yeah, things are going pretty normally at Blackrock. Like I said, we ran out of storage space, so we've made this our temporary store. We're probably going to make a warehouse in here. Maybe we should just... Uh-oh. Who's severely ill? Vol? Man, what's wrong with you? Are you hungry? Malnutrition? Good grief. Oh, I think Stagecoach was feeding them. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Prioritize feeding Vol. Don't be crazy. Alright, we caught him just in time. I think... Are any animals pregnant? None of our animals are pregnant. All we have right now are 2 alpacas and a bunch of new huskies. So we've got 4 puppies right now. Hopefully the human-like League of Antler comes to trade soon, and we can sell them some dogs again. This family of dogs has been with us pretty much since the beginning. It's great. It's good times. Alright, let's go check out the mining colony, because a lot has happened there too. Okay, so we're almost done with our living quarters. Things have expanded quite a lot here, as you can see. We've got the outer wall planned. We've got a little substation planned here with 2 batteries. We've got a lot of solar up and running now. We've still got to build another one over there. We're going to take this one down and build a wall here, obviously. We've got some wind up now, so power shouldn't be too much of a problem around here. Obviously, because it's solar and wind, it can still dip quite a lot. But if we start getting really, really into this base, we can always find a geothermal geyser somewhere. Like there's one up here. There's 2 over here somewhere. There's one over there. So yeah, we could do that. But I'm sure this is going to be enough for now. We don't really need a lot of power down here. All we need is food. And I think we're running out of food. Yeah, I don't think we have any food left. So let's take Olivia. Let's start making some simple meals. Bills, add bill, cook simple meal. And do it forever. You... Okay, who's assigned to cooking? Maybe we'll make Gabe the cook. Yeah, he's got a talent for cooking. Okay, let's make cooking his main priority. Get in there. Okay, Olivia. Can we haul this stuff, please? Start hauling rice, Stagecoach. So we're kind of just getting our quarry started. We needed a lot of granite to build this area here. So we've chopped it all out of this part of the mountain. And what I'm trying to do is just make it a lot neater, like straight lines. Because if it's going to be a mining operation, we've got to do things systematically. So I'm going to probably expand the stockpile area just to kind of fit into whatever space we make extra around here. And then we're going to start really chopping into this mountain. Obviously, we still have some of this good stuff to mine. I think that's really our last little bit that we can see, but there's got to be more locked up in the rocks. So that's the plan down here. We're just going to start really stripping away at this mountain, layer by layer, like we're doing now. And eventually, we'll see how far we get, but eventually get all the way through it. If Alpha 18 willing, we could really, really start mining here. Obviously, the problem is there's ancient evil locked up in these rocks, like right there. So we've got to be really, really careful. You can't just set them to mine everything, because they're going to mine right into some kind of awful alien insect invasion, and nobody wants that, you guys. This place is also super prone to fire. Like, there's a lot of rainstorms on this little square of map, and there's a lot of lightning, and it keeps coming to try and burn down my base. While we were working on this place last night, lightning struck the grass here and just started lighting everything up. We had to run to put it out. Okay, so plans are going pretty well here. I'm not sure that this is the best designed little base, but it'll do, you guys. It'll do for now. So we've got the refinery up, so we can make chem fuel if we need to. We can obviously make food in this little place here. This is going to be our living quarters, and that's really all we need. We've got food growing over here. We have rice, and over here we have corn. Over here we have hops and smoke leaf. You know, just for the weekends. Over here we've got our trees. We might make some more trees around the outside of the base. But what I'd like to do, if we don't put trees, make stockpile blocks the same size as these kind of cultivation zones, and then use those as a barrier as well. Because if you've got stones piled up outside your door, it slows guys down. And let's face it, you want to slow guys down as much as possible. Then, ultimately, the main defense plan is going to be to put a turret on each corner of the outer wall, and then a turret on each corner of the inner wall, just in case things go really bad. And that should be it. Then we can really start mining properly. I don't know how much use we're going to get out of this mining colony before the update hits us, but at least we know now we can do it. It wasn't easy, and there's a few important things you got to consider before making a second colony, but it's definitely doable, and it's pretty cool, because now we're sending resources back to Blackrock. And, well, we've only done that once, but we're going to start doing it again here pretty soon. And it's really great. I mean, you can continue working. And like we said in the last episode, once we've mined everything we need here, we can shut down this colony and do this again somewhere else. And just keep sourcing components and keep Blackrock growing. So that's really cool. So this is definitely the way forward. The only problem we had at the beginning was food, obviously, because we came here, I don't know, with like 30 meals, and it takes a bit more than that to get properly started. There's some animals around here now. There was a fire when we first settled this place, and before we started building anything, there was a massive fire. I don't know if you guys remember, but it burnt this whole place down, and it killed almost all the animals. The animals are slowly starting to repopulate. We've got quite a nice ibex herd down here now. We can hunt some of those. There's a herd of antelope up here. We've got boomalopes down there. We've got enough food in the new colony. If we ran out of food in the new colony, we could always send for more. We don't want to send too much. We don't want to be too crazy with the old transport pods, because they take components too. And obviously we're here mining for components. So every time we send a pod, we're spending components that we can't really afford. That's the only problem with the pods. I wish the pods were made only of steel, but that's not realistic. We need components for the pods too. So you've got to be sure before you send a pod that you've got enough stuff to build another pod. That's the trick. So what we're going to do, I think we should just do this now, is set up a new pod launcher right over here. Maybe give it a bit of a gap. And transport pod right over here. We don't have enough steel? That seems unlikely. There's so much steel. We've mined so much steel. That's not going to be too much of a problem. Maybe in that case then what we'll do is we'll order another mining order that clears this out. Something like that. You see, that's a bit risky because there might be something in here that we don't want to uncover. But that's the game we play, you guys. So we'll set up another transport pod here before the next episode, and hopefully we'll get this exterior wall done. What we've got to do is take down the solar generator as well, obviously, because it's in the middle of our planned wall. So we've got to get this wall up and running. That wasn't too bright, guys. Oh, they built the batteries before they built the wall. So these will explode if it rains. That's not great. We're going to leave those unconnected for now, hopefully. And we're going to try and get these guys to build this damn wall. Alright, you guys, so things are going pretty well. Mining operation is so close to up and running, I can almost taste it. Blackrock's doing pretty good. We're actually running out of storage space, so that's never a bad thing, you guys. I think actually we could probably slow down on a lot of the production of the stuff that we're making around here, because we've got a lot of pants, for example. Alpaca wool pants everywhere. And sandstone bricks everywhere, you guys. So we don't really need too much of that stuff. We're gonna have to slow down on production. But also we've got to get this armory up and running, so we've got a good place to store our weapons as well, and to make stuff. We're also going to start on this extra piece of storage over here, but hopefully we don't need to use these too much. I mean, once I'm using these, the plan for these is to just fill them with trading materials, stuff that we want to sell to other tribes for money. That's the idea. But like I said, I don't know how far we'll get before Alpha 18 drops, but it's good times. I think once the new update hits, I'd like to try a modded game, and I've got a few ideas, but I'd like to hear from you guys what mods you think I should use. I want to use like full conversion mod, I think. Turn it into something completely different. Like I saw all those Cthulhu mods, they look like fun. We could make like a village of Puritans, so we could have like log cabins in a church. That would be a whole new thing, you guys. But there's so many different mods. You guys let me know what you think are the best mods, what mods you'd like to see me use, and I'll go through all of them, and then we'll decide when the next update hits. I think I'm going to leave it here for today though, you guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, whitelist a guy in your ad blocker, and I will see you next time. Peace!